So first of all, very good evening on this very auspicious occasion of Karwa Chauth, and we are here to talk about the emerging startup ecosystem in this uh, in this, I would say, a new India where who was recovering from the setbacks of COVID, and in conjunction with the Russia-Ukraine war, which has also affected us in many ways. And so here I would be presenting my uh, pitch on Sunlayan Power, which is the firm name. And here the Sunlayan means fusion, and this is what is the fundamental source of life on earth, and beyond earth it is what powers all the sun and stars in the sky. It is the same fusion of lighter nuclei into the heavier ones, which releases light and energy, and which we receive on earth to sustain life. However, in in this industrial post-industrialization, in this modern society, we have broken the constraint of evolution, but due to our energy needs, the, which is dependent on burning of fossil fuel, has causes tre- tremendous negative effect on our environment due to release of harmful greenhouse gases, which traps this incoming solar radiation, and increases the average mean temperature of the earth. And now it has affected in such a hurtful way that we can see its impact on our lives in a very fast time scale. Like by year and year, we could see the effects of the climate change, how it is melting our ice caps, rising sea levels, heavy downpours, and strong storms, heat waves, and droughts. These are all the after effects of the human induced climate change. So it is on us. It is on us, our moral obligation to take effective measures. As it is mentioned by our panelists that the Sustainable Development Goals could bring solutions to it by adoption of green and clean tech, which provides cost-effective solutions, which is friendly to our environment, helps in mitigating climate change. It avoids global warming without emitting greenhouse gases. So we could see there is a pool of this energy sources, which we call as a renewable energy sources. It comprises of solar, wind, hydro, biomass, and geothermal. So by by is adopting this the energy mix, the bright share of renewable energy, we could achieve our net zero goals, which is one of the primary goals of this century.
Pranjal, I'll just.
Right.
Your slides are not moving, or is it only me who cannot see them moving?
So right now I am on the solution slide. Is it visible?
No, I'm on your first slide only. That's why I was asking.
Okay, then
No,
I
no,
should.
I'm just asking. Yeah, now I can see the solutions here. And
Right.
I would
So
request you to go to the slideshow. I can otherwise see your entire stack of slides.
right, sir. So, is it changing? My slides
Yeah,
are
now it has changed. So you
can you?
can
Actually,
show it.
Yes.
actually, he is on slideshow, but it is not happening. So this is strange.
So, Miss, now it's changing.
Yeah, it is changing, but your slides, I think you should go down below and click on the slide show.
Yeah, if I'm doing so, but then I could maybe that effect is not being observed on your screen. Maybe there is some.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
he is
It's
doing it. He's
yes.
doing it, but it is not. So do one thing, Pranjal, just quickly log out and come back again, and try the slideshow again.
right, sir.
Please
So,
do that
okay,
because it's a Google Meet. It could be a Google Meet issue, not your issue. This happens sometimes.
okay, sir. Let me do. So I am on my solution slide. Is it visible?
Now, can you play it, please?
Hello. Am I,
Yes, yes, it's visible.
Can you
uh,
play it, please? I mean,
yes,
show.
Hello,
yes. Now
hello,
I have
Pranjal. Pranjal,
changed.
I want to little bit of inform you that can you start with the product and then the problem that you are going to solve?
Right, sir. So I am on my product slide. Is it visible now?
Yeah, it is, but the problem is the same.
It's not changing.
It's no, it's changing, but it's not playing. Usually, it should fill the screen. So, just 1 second. Huh? Give me a second here. I will do something. All right, now it's become bigger. And can you just make this instead of 85%? Can you make it 100% at the bottom that bar?
Right, right, sir. That I would do it. Yes, but
Okay.
100% won't capture the full.
Ha
It
ha.
would.
So can you reduce this on the side? This bar, I think it is reducible.
Right.
This slideshow. Why is it happening? I don't know. I know that it is happening on your laptop, but
So,
it's
Uh,
presenting, but it is not reflecting here.
right. So now, if I'm changing, is it visible? The
Yeah, yeah.
change.
Changes
yeah,
are
we
being.
are able to see.
We are
Okay.
able
So
to
is
see.
it okay if I present in this mode?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Pranjal, just go ahead.
Go
Right,
ahead,
sir.
because
Thank you, sir.
Keep our interest alive.
Oh, right, sir. Yes. So, shall I continue now?
yeah, yeah. Please, please.
Yes. So, the product which we offer, and it is going to be a major part of the renewable energy, which given the location of our geographical location, it is off-grid solar plants, and which provide solutions from like roof and canal top to buildings and malls, and pumps and light in case of rural areas, along with geyser and charging, and drones and satellites. We could see that the how the drones could be powered by solar, and it is going to be used in this agriculture sector hugely. And we have seen the impact of satellite in our day-to-day lives. And so there is a range of solutions which is offered by this off-grid solar plant, and we see that insolation which we receive on earth is around 1000 watts per meter square. And why this product is now is 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 uh, is coming is due to the efficiency, which which is the conversion factor of sunlight into electricity by this commercial silicon solar PV panels. We could see that this efficiency is steadily rising, and the present day efficiency is around 22%. And now this record is being broken each and every year. So we could see that the efficiency at present day, we could effectively convert the solar insolation to 200 watt per meter square of usable energy. And the components which are involved in this off-grid solar plant is solar plus inverter plus battery. It brings savings and security as it reduces the grid dependency. So here are the few prototypes examples how we could implement in our changing lifestyle, how this solar plant po- could be installed in apartments. It could be installed on rooftop for operation of lifts, where which is the common facilities used by the cooperative societies. And we are in contact with reputed builders here locally in Lucknow. And we have a small pool of clients since incorporation of this company, which has been today it has been 3 months, and we have received around uh, uh, 20 orders, which consist of 82% of which consist of the residential, 12% commercial, for example the filling station, and 6% we have received from the rural areas for irrigation pump in the agricultural land. So we see that the market potential is rising from residential to commercial to industrial. And The strategy which is adopted in this particular business plan is, once we accept the offer, we pay this site inspection, and once the complete engineering drawing is executed, we go for product procurement and rest bill of materials, and then we provide the service of installation and commissioning, and along with uh, operation and maintenance, which is there for the lifetime of this solar product, which is around 25 to 30 years. And then we keep networking to increase the sale of the product. And we could see the demand which is rising, and today we have the target of 100 gigawatt of solar to be installed by 2020, and 50% of this has been, despite the impacts of COVID, we could see here there is a slowdown. We have achieved 50% of the target, and the across the nation we have around 280 gigawatt by 2030 and we could see the CAGR is around 17.33% for the year of from last 4 years, and this CAGR is expected to grow to around double in the coming next 4 years. And the levelized cost of solar electricity is around rupees 2 per unit. So we could see how the demand is increasing, and the presently the roadmap is to install around 2 megawatt of by 2024, and we have the quarterly target of 200 kilowatt installations, which we will eventually try to increase as much as possible. And the present budget we want for the product procurement, module manufacturing, we have plans for manufacturing as to bridge the gap between demand and supply. And then there is cost to deployment of the product, and we could the ask is 5 crores, and we aim to scale from an EPC, which is presently we are operating in an EPC mode, to an original equipment manufacturing, which needs funding, and 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 also to avail the subsidies, government subsidies, we have to go for a domestic make of the products, and to do so, manufacturing investment is required. And the present company profile with me as a founder includes the CEO of the company, and we have the EPC partners who are executing the installations. Then we have the marketing team for business development. We have contributors for contributing on the regulatory side, and they keep the latest policy regarding, which keeps on changing in this present scenario. And we have the energy consultant and solar experts in our group, and we have promoters who gives leads on the business development. We could see this is a project executed recently by our EPC team, and there are many more orders in the pipeline, and which we are aiming to execute. And this is the the incorporation certificate which we received on 12th of July this year. And yes, I thank you for to the listeners for letting us come. Yes.
We want to know your product in a specified manner. Okay, what you want, and what services it will deliver, and similarly, what is the charge of that services? Have you understood my question?
Yes, sir. Just I'm reconnecting. Yes. So the product here is like ranges from 1 kilowatt to 10 kilowatt of solar installation recently.
There is a total solar installation, solar kit you have, which can be installed on any place.
Right, sir.
And this running business, whatever existing at present, that is solar based PV panels. Okay.
Yes.
Total unit you will install. Okay. And what is your charges?
So if I talk, it charges depends on what amount of installation is being installed. Like it varies. The per watt price of solar varies from around 50 rupees to 100 rupees. It varies. It depends on how much the is what is the installation capacity is going to be installed. If it is a utility scale project, the cost is going to be L1, which is around 50 rupees per watt. Even yes. So it depends. If it has to be on residential project, like in a lesser quantity of around 1 kilowatt, then the prices varies to around the higher side of around. Yes, so it depends on what quantity is being installed.
So what is for the one kilowatt? What is the price for 1 kilowatt?
It is close to 100 rupees per watt, including complete installation.
No. Means if I want to install on my house, then for 1 kilowatt, then how much you charge before that, or what is your means total unit cost? It is
Right.
it is on the basis for rental purpose or what?
So we deliver the product completely to you. Like if you want, it depends on the what is the sanction load of your house, and if it is suppose it is, let's say it is a 5 kilowatt load is sanctioned, then we will install it an on grid solar system of around 5 kilowatt, and that would remain there, and it will bring your electricity bill. It will nullify your electricity bill because you have installed closer to your sanction load.
No, what is the cost for that? Means you जो हम लगा रहे हैं मतलब टोटल अगर 1 किलोवाट का भी हमने वट एवर द प्रोडक्ट्स भी है मैंने उसको इंस्टॉल कराया आपसे तो आप उससे उसकी पूरी प्राइस लेंगे या मुझे और रेंटल बेसिस पे मुझे वो देंगे कि आप हमारे इंस्टॉल कर देंगे और जो हम यूज कर रहे हैं बिजली उसका पैसा लेंगे टोटल इंस्टॉलेशन का भी चार्ज लेंगे कि नहीं टोटल किट का टोटल जो पूरा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर लग रहा है उस सब का भी
सर जब कोड जनरेट होगा तो कोड विल इंक्लूड ऑल द प्राइसेस इंक्लूडिंग द ट्रांसपोर्टेशन cost also. So it will the whole installation plus product plus the transport also, everything will be included in that particular code, and the code remains valid for a very short periods of time. Even the inflation and the fluctuating market, the code validity is very short. So if I give you a right miss a number today, then it is very hard because it is calculative in nature. So if you are interested, I would share you the codes where the detailed pricing is mentioned.
But you have you must speak about that on your presentation because as an investor, if I want to know what is your product and what is the utility, then how?
Yes sir.
One or two example you must give कि 1 किलोवाट का पैसा इतना लग रहा है जो है आपको इतना है या फिर आप क्या या तो दो तरीके के रास्ते हो सकते हैं कि आपने मुझे पूरी किट को सेल कर दी और 1 लाख में 2 लाख में जो भी कुछ व्हाटएवर वो हो गया या फिर दूसरा फिर ये है इस प्रेजेंटेशन से ये समझ में आ रहा है कि आप रेंट पे मतलब कि इंस्टॉलेशन कर रहे हैं लेकिन हमको बिजली व्हाटएवर द पावर वी आर यूजिंग तो वो चार्ज करके दे रहे हैं जिसमें इंस्टॉलेशन कॉस्ट भी जुड़ी है अभी मान लो कि 5 रुपए यूनिट कोई गवर्नमेंट दे रही है तो आप हो सकता है कि उसको 50 रुपए या 100 रुपए तो इसमें दोनों कंडीशन है या पहली वाली कंडीशन है जिसपे आप किट जो है हमें सेल कर रहे हैं और या दूसरी कंडीशन है कि आप रेंट पे लगा रहे हैं हमारी स्पेस पे और फिर आपका डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं व्हाट इज दैट एक्चुअली
So it is first condition. It is not rented. It is a complete transfer of the product. With installation, with complete installation. It is like the solar will be installed on your roof. Given the sanction load, it would be on-grid system, so the government norms has to be fulfilled. Like the sanction load should be kept. It should not be above the sanction load. So there is no point of renting.
So what is the cost that I actually want to know?
The cost
for 1 kilowatt?
Yes, sir. So the cost is calculated per watt basis. So if I say the if 1 kilowatt system, then the per watt price is close to 100. So the kilowatt system, if you see in the present scenario, it will cost around 1 lakh rupees.
Yeah, that. Okay, okay. That's
All
that
right,
is it.
all
Hello.
right. So just want to intervene here. Vijay, you raised your hand. You have a question, Vijay?
Yeah.
Please ask.
I have a question, Mr. Pranjal. What is your unique selling point? Because there is already a huge number of people, including Adani, Ambani, all are getting into the solar space. How will you compete with their size and volume? Because these things have already been established. So, what is your unique selling proposition?
Right, sir. So if we see given these players, but still there is a huge gap between demand which has to be fulfilled, and we see that mostly the DCR which we on which we get subsidied is the 25% homemade. So mostly 75% we are dependent on the imports, and now the custom duty has been raised on module to 40% and to sell to 25%. So now there is a strong governmental push to bridge the gap by making the manufacturing by bringing more manufacturing plant starting from cell to module and to recycling as well. So the
Uh,
complete so there is a
no,
huge gap given these players, and they mostly the big names they used to, because presently the manufacturing capacity of India is in miss few gigawatts, if I say, miss, and the whole target is around, if I talk about the state target of Uttar Pradesh, it is 5 gigawatt in the next 5 years. So in no way we are going to achieve the target without depending on the imports, and mostly our imports are from the China, and even if all the manufacturing are getting paralyzed due to these imports. So somehow miss we have to choose a proper time and place to get into the manufacturing and fulfill those demands, and so it has to be like presence miss the manufacturing
no,
should be
you
across the
are going
nation.
to be a regional
Okay,
player,
guys,
not
guys,
a,
guys, just one
a
second.
national level player.
Vijay, once you have asked the question, go on mute. Otherwise, this video which will be put on YouTube, it will have a lot of noise, background noise. All right?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask the question.
No, Spanjal, you are not going to be a pan India player. You are going to be a regional player with this size, and with the volumes coming in, your pricing level will go up.
Right,
How do you
sir.
compete? It's very
Yes.
difficult.
Right now, if I miss I have received, like, I have few customers from the outside of the state as well, from we have received customers orders from Delhi. We have received order across the UP whole length and breadth. We have received orders even the outside the states, like Bihar. We have received orders from even from miss I would say that miss, states like Haryana. We have received order. So it is, so the we have to, like, it is a very nascent state for this company, but it depends on what capacity we are producing. So if we have to go economical and we show our presence across nation, then we have to increase our manufacturing capacity to that level to fulfill the demands locally, as well as also to our nearby countries. So we have to
Okay,
go.
thank you, Pranjal.
Right, sir.
Okay, Ranjal, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. This is what you are sharing with us is a brick and mortar business. I'm yet to fathom out how does it come into the startup domain. Are you using some technology? Is there something different that you're doing, or is it the same traditional business of solar plant integration at residential commercial levels, which you are again bringing it back because there were the challenges, the dynamics, and the role players have not changed to a larger extent. However, the costing and the availability of material has become more of a challenge. So uh, I just wanted to know where is that fusion part that you initially spoke about?
Right, sir. So if yes, so it is at presently we are a location-based service provider. It is sol as you mentioned correctly. It is a solar integrated company at presently. With business, we because to to fill that demand supply gap, that is the where fusion is the idea of fusion is coming in. Because the energy mix today, our 70% of the energy is coming from burning fossil fuels, and it is no longer going to achieve achieve our target, which is net zero by 2070. So in order to do so, the what are the available options on the table? If we see, we are going to usually depend on this solar, and to fulfill those demands and supply, and bring that market price to a reasonable level, to maintain that reasonable level. So we have to along with the quality manufacturing, we have to also supply the volume. So the challenge here is not on the numbers, but also the quality, which we have to compete with the international standard. So there comes to then the scope of research and development, where we could push the limits of the efficiency. Presently, they the present day efficiency is around 22%, but there is a huge opportunity in this material research field, which by latest technologies, and also we are bringing additive manufacturing. The whole manufacturing innovation is taking place. Like so there are scope of innovations, but that has to be brought in more details in the coming rounds of funding. So presently, this plan is to operate it as a service mode, then to scale it to slowly scale it to modules, then to sell to module manufacturing, and then finally to recycling, including the research part open, which gives the opportunity to innovate both on the manufacturing side, the machinery side, so how we are going to manufacture it, and what we are going to manufacture it. So there are a scope of innovations, because the business plan is presented in this particular presentation is for couple of years, but we want to stay in the business for the longer duration. And to do so, the whole manufacturing market is open, but we have to wait for it, because presently the situation in manufacturing is demanding. But yes, until we have capital, we have to wait for it, because we need the right kind of people in that and the right amount of funding in that. Because to go economical, we have to go at least a gigawatt scale of manufacturing per year. So this is a huge investment is required in the manufacturing sector. So yes, this market is very much open, and it has to be approached from different new angles. And yes, there is a scope of innovation, and yes, I understand that the startups has to bring new innovative products. So there is a scope of innovation in the manufacturing.
No, I think you got my thing wrong. So you still think that you are a startup?
So it's more or less we have miss
Just because you are getting into a domain, uh, I don't think so, Pranjal. It would be more prudent, and I think when you come on a platform like this, it would be much wiser for you to understand that, as Vijay said, that you have not shown any business on the books, in the sense how you are generating your revenues. What kind of value proposition are you bringing onto the table? What kind of technology intervention are you bringing so that people would be gravitating towards you? All these things will help you get into this domain of entrepreneurship as a startup. Otherwise, you are an entrepreneur. Basically, you are going to run a brick and mortar business, and there are n number of avenues from where you can seek funding. I would recommend if you can connect through the back channel, probably uh, 2 CR, 5 CR is not a big deal. SEDB and all those banks, they give you, provide you, if you have a project report in hand, and you can do that. But otherwise, if you're going to, I'm being very, as I said, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. If you're going to go around in angel investment pitch, I do not see that kind of a value proposition. Where is the scalability? As uh, Vijay number two said that you are going to have big competitors. So, so you have to understand that this is a brick and mortar business. This is a traditional business. Somehow it got lost in transition, and you have done fairly well for a 3-month old entity. Kudos to you for that. You have sufficient business on your books, and with this business on your books, I can I can help you connect to somebody to prepare your project report with uh, a project management analyst and present it to banks which are conditioned to give you these kind of loans. I think that is one place where you stand a better chance of getting your funding requirements materialized rather than coming onto a platform and showcasing, because I'm not seeing any scalability. So I'm not asking you lot many uncomfortable questions, because ultimately the business model is good, but then from EPC you want to become an OEM, and EPC to OEM is no startup journey. It is a brick and mortar business. Period. So I rest my case. I hope you have understood what I wanted to convey, and it is better that uh, you understand this rather than spending your time seeking funding on an angel investing platform. You will be uh, unnecessarily wasting a lot of time, effort, and energy, because this is something like a traditional business which you are doing pretty well. Work on your strengths. Don't dissipate your energy and efforts in seeking fundings. Here, people are sitting with technology, lots of ideas, no execution on ground. You are having a good business model. You have got some good openings, and sky's the limit for you if you continue in the same vein. But next time when you are coming out on any platform, please mention that how your business model is working, what kind of revenue generation capacity is, how your revenue are going to get impacted as the kilowattages keep on increasing. I'm sure there would be some method in madness out there, and all those things put together will make your proposition more lucrative. Right now, I could only gather that this is a solar business. However, you are a regional player, as Vijayji said, and you do not have the bandwidth to fight the major players. Fine, nobody has the bandwidth to fight major players. It only happens subsequently when you do some value addition, when you carry out something. So explore other avenues through the government, through the Ministry of Renewable Energy and all those things. When you say that in India we have no production facility, and we have a demand of 280 gigawatts and 200 megawatts in gigawatts in this year, I think if you come out with a project report, people will give you about 85% of loan, and you just have to put in with the kind of team that you have and the kind of business you are doing, and certainly this business is going to grow. Banks are going to give you bank guarantee and all those things, so it should not be a difficult proposition. I rest my case. If there's more uh, you want to understand, I can help you connect with a couple of guys who are working with these top-notch banks, and they'll tell you how to go about it. But that's it. I think you will do much better there rather than getting out onto these platforms. And please take it as a advice from a friend, elder brother, whatever you may take it. I would be very happy if you succeed, but I would not like to see you running pillar to post and trying to pitch yourself as something where you will get brutally thrashed by people when they will ask you certain uncomfortable questions, which I could gather. So I tried to sugarcoat whatever I could. If I have hurt you, I'm very sorry for that. but I just wanted you to get a sense of what this particular ecosystem is all about. Somebody going to invest 5 CR in you, they are not going to mince any words. They are going to do